Okay, good day. I am Michelle Farzas, and I will be your porter, or I will talk about the concepts of mental health. So, please allow me to share my screen. Okay, so before we continue to our topic, by the way, I am Michelle Farzas, enrolled in Masters of Education, major in Guidance Counseling. This day, we will discuss about the concepts of mental health and hygiene. So, from the word mental, so it really focus on our minds, our way of thinking, and hygiene. What are the things that we can do to have a stable mental health? Okay, okay, mental health and hygiene. So before we continue, hygiene, it is refers to the keeping one's self and one's living and working areas neat and clean in order to prevent illness and disease. So hygiene, it can be our physical and our it can be internal or external environment. So in oneself, what are the things that we do to become physically healthy? Then, so, a process siya. So, meron tayong ginagawa para ma-achieve yung nais ninyo na magkaroon ng healthy physically, environmentally. Okay, once living, it is the focus on the area or the working space that we work on. So, example, sa bahay natin or sa workplace. So, kung saan yung area mo, so dapat malinis siya, organize ka, para hindi makaapekto ito sa mga gagawin mo. Kasi 'di ba, there are times na if you are not unorganized or you are an untidy person, so there is a possibility that you become nervous or intense if you can't find something that you need to find or need to get. So, yan. So, kung you are healthy or you are an hygienic person in terms in the environment, so mas madali sa inyo na mag-manage, maghanap ng mga bagay na kailangan mo. So, there is an, or you can save time for being an hygienic person, physically or environmentally. So if you talk about hygiene, it is stands for the arts of developing. So arts of developing. So there is a process in maintaining and promoting necessary behavior. So ano yung dapat na mga behavior ang dapat mong maipakita. So dapat mong ma-innate sa sarili mo or sa sarili natin, emotionally, ano yung mga dapat o tamang mga reaksyon na ating ilalabas in different situation. Pero kung minsan, di ba, meron tayong mga, yung mga damdamin na hindi talaga na mapipigilan o napipigilan. So, meron di ba tayong tinatawag na napuno na siya. So, maybe yan yung times na ikaw yung taong, ina-accept mo yung mga mali ng iba. Pero, you are hoping to change that attitude. Pero, dumating yung time na hindi mo na talaga kaya or sawa ka na sa pinapakita ng isang tao. So, yan, lalabas or tayo ay magre-react na hindi natin inaasahan. So, yan. At that time, maybe you are not emotionally stable kasi nagpapadala tayo sa ating emosyon without thinking, but only focusing in our own emotion. So, then next is the social skills. So, this is these are the abilities of a person to be able to socialize, to interact with the other people. But this type of things that we must develop in ourselves, meron pa rin tayong tinatawag na balance. So, hindi pwedeng lumampas siya dyan. Kasi there is a counterpart or a negative possible effect on that kind of behavior na maaaring hindi na makakabuti sa sarili natin. So, kailangan pa rin nating or kailangan talaga natin na marunong tayong magbalance or we must balance situation. So, this way we can able to sustain good, effective, and efficient mental health. So, if we are able to achieve this three, or the behavioral, emotional, social skills stability, or we are stable in this state, so we can have an efficient or effective mental health, or we are in a good mental health condition. So, sabi, di ba, meron tayong mga bagay na hindi talaga inaasahan. So, there are things na maaari nating gawin to achieve this one. Basic strategies at mental and behavioral levels in one's daily life. Okay, these are the things that we must do to achieve this mental health or stable mental condition. The first one is reality contact. It is important to have a realistic appraisal of one's own reaction, emotion, and abilities. So, reality contact. So, ito yung situation na dapat in reality or in real situation, dapat alam natin kung ano yung mga possibilities na maaaring mangyari sa atin. So, maaaring mangyari sa ibang tao na hindi natin inaasahan. So, hindi tayo magkakaroon ng disappointment. So, we are in this way or in these strategies, it can help us to be more understanding. We are able to manage our reactions, our emotions, and abilities. So, in reality, so nakafocus ito sa mga pangyayaring nagaganap talaga sa totoong buhay. So, hindi dapat tayo nakatuon lang kung ano yung mga gusto natin. So, ito yung gusto ko, ito yung gusto kong mangyari, at ganyan. So, hindi pwede. Kasi there is a possibility kasi kapag hindi yan, if meron kang nais na mangyari, pero hindi yan ang nangyari in reality, so there is a downfall. So, magkakaroon ka ng magkakaroon ka ng madidismaya ka. So, maybe in our reaction, magagalit ka, bakit yan yung nangyari sa'yo. So, emotions, so dyan, anger, possibility na maipakita mo sa situation na nangyari. So, magkakaroon kayo ng or frustration. So, yan. So, if we will focus ourselves on reality or something that might happen talaga, so ito yung mga sitwasyon na dapat handa ka sa ano yung posibilidad na mangyari sa iyo in everyday life. So, pang-araw-araw na buhay. Dahil hindi naman talaga natin alam yung mangyayari kinabukasan. So, we must ready to face our tomorrow with a strong heart, strong minds na dapat no matter what, ano yung mangyari, pero handa ka sa possibilities na iyon. Pero kahit meron man yung counterpart, so dapat meron ka ding inihanda na dapat mong gawin kapag ito yung nangyari o ito yung iba na yung nangyari sa nais mong gawin o nais mong mangyari sana. Okay, so next is impulse control. A person with healthy adjustment would have good control over his or her behaviors and impulses. So, in this time, marunong tayong mag-adjust. So, focus on our adjustment. Hindi ibig sabihin, di ba? Okay. Example, in our work situation. Meron kasing bagay na akala natin ito yung nangyari o ito yung inaasahan mong trabaho mo or ito yung bagay na expected mo. So, di ba, na mangyari. So, meron tayong tinatawag na reality versus expectation. So, in every time na nag-expect ka or nag-e-expect ka on something that you think that will happen, so, dapat marunong ka mag-adjust or meron ka talagang counter, counter punch. So, meron kang pangontra kung kung iba yung nangyari sa expectation mo. So, meron kang panglaban. So, hindi pwede, di ba? Yan yun kasi kung wala kang control sa sarili mong emosyon. So, dyan magsisimula yung negative attitudes, negative impulses. So, nagre-react ka, nag-overreact ka, nagagalit ka. Yan yung ginagawa ng isang tao. Example, di ba, kapag yung bata, okay, example, yung bata, merong bata na ganito yung gusto niya, pero iba yung binili ng magulang niya na bagay. So, kadalasan yung reaction ng mga bata talaga ay nagagalit. So, minsan pa nga yung iba ay, kani nagdadabog at tinatapon pa yung gamit na binili ng kanilang magulang. So, in that times, dapat, okay, iba kasi yung kaso, di ba, ng mga bata. So, maybe, there is, okay, meron din tayong sinasabi na external. So, dapat yung magulang, di ba, din ay nag-explain sa bata na kung ano yung kaya, yun lang yung maaring maibigay. So, kung sa bata, okay, for developing pa kasi yan. So, kung sa mga, adults, so yan. So, dapat tayo, mga adults, marunong na tayong mag-adjust sa mga bagay na nangyayari sa atin, lalo na sa working place. So, hindi ba natin inaasahan yung mga bagay na maaaring mangyari, ano yung mga bagay na dapat gawin. So, dapat lagi tayong handa, always do the things that we must do in order to achieve that goal. So, yan na. Importante dito is, meron talaga tayong adjustment. Hindi kasi lahat ng panahon, yung gusto natin o yung ninanais natin ay yun yung magaganap. The next one is self-esteem. So self-esteem is the evaluative component of self. So it focuses on our self-concept. So nakikilala natin yung sarili natin. Alam dapat natin kung sino tayo, kung ano yung nais natin o hindi. At meron din tayong mga alam natin na meron tayong mga hindi magagandang attitude. So that kind of attitude, we must try to solve that one to have an effective mental health stability. Kasi kapag nandyan pa rin yung negative behavior, so meaning meron pa rin tayong lacking or tayo pa rin ay may kakulangan pa rin tayo. Kung hindi natin yan ma-try or if we can try to improve or remove that negative behavior. Okay. The personal evaluation of self could be either positive or negative. A sense of personal adequacy or positive self-concept is essential for mental health. So, self-esteem or self-concept. So, yung pagbabago kasi sa sarili ay nagsisimula talaga yan sa sarili natin. So, dapat mas nakikilala natin yung sarili natin before we can really interact with the other people or before we do something outside our comfort zone. So, dapat nakikilala talaga natin yung sarili. So, if we talk about self-concept, it is focused on our I or me. So, focus on ourself. So, it talks about ano yung in terms of feelings, belief, and values. Ano yung mga possible na in different situation. Kasi sa different situation, meron tayong nilalabas na mga attitudes. Kung minsan nga, meron mga situations na hindi natin inaasahan na lalabas yung ugaling ganyan. So, yan yung mga dapat kilala talaga natin yung sarili natin. Para mas easy, it can help us to easily interact or to be with the other people. So, meron na tayong self-trust. Dahil alam na natin kung sino talaga tayo. Next is the next one is positive thoughts. The quality of mental health depends on whether we direct our thoughts in positive or negative ways. So it is important, especially in our situation as a workers. So there are many instances, situation that we didn't expect or we are not expecting something. So at first we felt negative vibes. So at that time, to work effectively, to we must divert ourselves on a positive thinking and the positive things that can help us to do the tasks that are given to us. So meron kasi yung corresponding na mga emotions. So, kung negative thoughts, sa mga ganyan, dyan nalalabas yung anger, frustration, so, hate. So, about naman sa, okay yan, pwede yan, jealousy. So, it can release in terms of relationship or at work. So, meron kasi, di ba, terms sa work, meron pa din tayong tinatawag na competitions, lalo na sa work and maybe sa promotion. So, meron pa rin competition. So, if we focus ourselves on the negative, mindset. So, focus, nagagalit ka sa taong yun, ganyan nga, bakit ganyan, ano pa, naiingit ka. So, there is a negative return to ourselves. So, why not we try to positive thinking? So, we try our best. We, we make ourselves better from our previous self. So, kasi meron tayong tinatawag na hindi maganda yung you try to compete yourself to others. So, even though hindi talaga natin yun naiiwasan, meron ka talagang sitwasyon na meron kang siniset na person, individual na nais mong maabot yung naabot niya. So, but yan kasi yung mahirap. Kasi if ever hindi mo yun na-achieve, so there is a disappointment. So, meron pa rin negative attitudes. So, dapat mas better there is a positive result if we try to do our best to become better or become best from our previous self. So every day we try to do what is good, what is best for us, what is good for everyone. That can't, we can't hurt someone or people around us. So because yes, if we will focus ourselves on our negative thoughts, so it can affect our endocrine system. So maybe it can affect our mental stability. So it really can help an individual if we will focus on our positive thoughts. So it can help us to have a good mental health. So these four, the basic strategies. So there are other ways to develop or help us improve our mental stability. So these four, but it can really help us, an individual. So the positive thoughts, self-esteem, the reality contact, and the impulse control. So reality, it focus on a real life situation or circumstances. So we must try to focus on reality to avoid disappointment and frustration. Then next is impulse control. So dapat kaya nating i-control yung sarili natin to prevent and to prevent disappointment. Then, so we must have the ability to adjust on something that we are not expected to happen. Self-esteem is focused on ourselves and positive thoughts, our way of thinking. But we must think positively, no matter what, even though it is hard for someone, for some situation, but maybe later on, as time passes, so it can slowly develop. But we must try to work on for that. So, kailangan natin talagang pagbutihan at pagpursige na gagawin natin itong mga bagay na ito for our positive result or para na din sa sarili natin. Okay, and now we will talk about the mental health, and mental illness. So, mental ill health, the absence of the qualities of positive mental health in the individual. Okay, mental ill health. So, absence. So, there is a lacking of that there is a lacking okay. So mental ill health, so yan, there is an absence of the qualities of positive mental health in the individual. So nakafocus lang ito sa mga sitwasyon na kadalasang na ilalabas natin yung mga negative characters or emotions dahil sa mga bagay or sitwasyon na nangyayari na hindi talaga natin inaasahan. So, yan, merong absence ng positive thinking, positive mental health. So, yan. So, illness, kakulangan lang siya. Maybe depende yan sa situation. Kasi meron talagang mga bagay na hindi talaga natin inaasahan na minsan hindi talaga natin nakukontrol yung sarili natin dahil sa sobrang galit. So, yan. Meron siyang absence. Ill health siya. Kasi hindi natin napigilan. So, dapat kasi kung sa mga bagay na ganyan, hindi talaga natin inuuna yung damdamin. So, we must try to think deeply, try to internalize the situation, the things, the words that you hear from the person or from the other people. Yan, before reacting on that. Without any realizing that it's only a misunderstanding. So, may ganyan. So, there is an absence. Mental illness is a broad term which includes almost all the disorders of behaviors which are caused by faulty perception, emotion, thinking, and attitude. So, mental illness, so, ito na talaga yung mga may sakit. So, sa kabuuan ay kadalasan sila yung mga nasa mental institution. So sila yung nangangailangan talaga ng gabay, pag-aaruga ng mga mental health workers para sila ay matulungan na hindi lumala yung karamdaman nila. So yan na yung tinatawag na mental illness. So wala na talaga silang ability to think normally. So maybe there are times na nakakausap din sila ng mahinahon pero darating talaga yung time na magkakaroon sila ng tantrum or mati-trigger yung situation. So hindi nila talaga kayang kontrolin yung sarili nila. So yan, it can be thinking, attitudes, perception, emotion. So depende yan sa maaaring or mga bagay na inilabas ng isang tao na nasa mental institution. Meron talagang iba dyan na sinasaktan nila yung sarili nila. Meron din ibang sasalita sila na mag-isa lang, meron din iba na nag-wild or meron silang nagwawala sila. Depende yan. So, they are mentally unstable. So, another. Okay. So, there are indicators or signs of poor mental health. So, merong mga basihan tayo para malaman natin we are poor in our mental stability. So, the main behaviors which indicate poor mental health are as follows. Haphazard and disorganized daily life routine. So, yan. Isa na diba kanina in our mental hygiene, we must have a clean, neat environment or working space. So, dapat, yan, dapat safe talaga yung environment at maayos siya. So, meron iba kasi, yan, meron akong nakita noon sa news na meron siyang COC or sakit siya sa isang tao na yung bahay talaga niya ay napuno na ng mga basura. So she is unhealthy on the environment aspect. Pero yes, related na din siya sa mental health. Bakit niya yun nagawa? Bakit inalaw niya yung sarili niya na ganun yung buhay na makagisnan niya. So, example. So, but later on, natulungan naman siya. Merong, inalaw siya na mag-conduct or mag-join ng psychiatry. So, para ma-evaluate siya at natulungan siya na matanggal, bawasan yung OC. Okay, there is a term kasi ng situation or sakit siya kung saan yung mga basura o mahilig silang keep ng mga basura. Okay. Next is short-tempered and irritating behavior. So yan, isa na din yan. So, short-tempered, dali na siya. Okay. Madali lang siyang magalit. At hindi siya irritating behavior. So, hindi siya komportable. Irritable siya. So, yan. So, isa yan sa mga meron talagang sign na siya. So, hindi naman talaga, so, yan, nababawasan or kaya naman itong ma-stop. So, anger and aggressive behavior. Yes. So, meron tayo yan. Anger, dali na masuko, aggressive, madalos-dalos. Hindi nila alam na nakakasakit na pala sila sa ginawa nila. Okay, meron yan sa mga kaso ng mga battered wives. So, yan. So, maybe aggressive behavior, hindi na nila alam yung lalaki na ano na yung ginawa nila sa kanilang asawa. Yeah. So, they are not mentally healthy. Restlessness. So, yan. Kailangan talaga natin magpahinga. So, paminsan-minsan, meron din tayong mga bagay na wala na talagang, kulang talaga tayo sa tulog because of work. Pero, even though na that's the situation, but we must try to have time to rest for us to become physically and mentally healthy. And kailangan talaga ng tulog. So, 8 8 hours. Increased or poor appetite and indigestion. So, increase. So, yan. So, di ba, meron tayong mga nasabi kapag stress yung tao, iba yun, yung iba ay malakas kumain, meron din tayong iba na kaunti lang yung kinakain dahil sa stress. Yan. They are mentally or they are in a poor mental health or situation dahil yung problem kasi hindi nila inalalabas. So, yung way na lang nila para makalimutan yung problema is through eating. Or yung iba ay hindi kumakain. So, hindi siya maganda. Yes, hindi siya maganda na ginagawa ng isang tao dahil maaari yung maipektuhan yung physical natin, yung mental health. So, the question is, tama ba yung ginagawa natin na hindi tayo kumakain dahil lang sa problema? Sumali siya. So, yes, isa na din siya sign ng poor mental health. So, we must try to, ito talaga yung mga bagay na makakatulong sa atin para i-evaluate yung sarili natin kung we are mentally healthy. Irregular sleeping pattern, such as insomnia, disturbed sleep, or narcolepsy. So, yes. So, mostly, di ba sa ating mga working people, so, meron talagang time na kulang na tayo sa tulog. But, we hope that this problem or these signs can be solved. So, meron talagang mga bagay kasi na kailangan talagang gawin yung mga work na above or exceed na siya sa working hours. Kasi kailangan na talagang gawin. Kailangan siyang masabi. So yan, nag-overwork yung mga tao para gawin yung isang bagay. So, ang importante lang dito is dapat hindi siya always. Kasi hindi din siya nakakabuti sa isang tao. So, we must find time to give ourselves a rest. Okay, poor interpersonal relationship. So, hindi ka mahilig o hindi din mahilig. Maaari din siya na merong tao pero ayaw mong nakikipag-usap sa iba. Even though yun yung mga tao na kasama mo sa isang lugar ay kakilala mo or kasamahan mo. So yan, hindi yan maganda. Kasi kilala mo na yung tao, so dapat you know how to deal with them and you must try to cope up with them. Basta mabuti lang yung tao. Kasi meron din time na dapat kilala niyo talaga yung tao. Kung hindi naman mabuti yung tao, huwag nyo na lang, try to have, give space. Yan. Huwag lang over close sa tao kung alam nyo hindi na yun mabuti na tao or hindi na yun nakakabigay ng or they are bad influencer. So, yan. So, yan, poor interpersonal. So, dapat, balance lang po talaga kailangan natin. So, example, sa situation na, halimbawa, ikaw lang yung nag-travel mag-isa. So, hindi mo alam yung area. So, kailangan mo talaga magtanong sa ibang tao. So, huwag kayong mahiya. So, mayroong iba kasing tao na nahihiya. So, yan. Yan yung way. So, kailangan mo magtanong sa ibang tao para matanong yung lugar na nais mong puntahan. However, there are times na maaari tayong maloko. So, dapat meron kang counter solution. So, meron kang example, meron kang Google Maps. So, meron kang cellphone, mapa dyan. So, try to compare the information that you got from that person from your own devices. Kung nagko-coincide na yung information. So, meron din yan. So, hindi din siya mabuti kung always na ganyan. Kasi meaning, you are lack of trust. So, hindi din natin yung masisisi kasi, di ba, pag bago pa yung tao, hindi talaga pwede na ibigay mo talaga yung trust, no? So, there is, yung trust kasi, ini-earn yan. So, meron talaga siyang time para maibigay mo yung trust sa tao. Anxiety and worry. Yes, kani. So, always ka na abala ka. O, yun, nag-aalala ka. Worry. So, kung meron kang bagay na nais mong matapos, okay, don't let this kind of emotion overruns you because hindi talaga natin magagawa yung bagay ng maayos kung inaalaw natin yung sarili na makontrol ng anxiety at worry. So, try to do the task without anxiety and worry. So, maybe after the result, so dyan ka na mag-talk ng ano yung dapat gawin based on the output or based on the remarks given by the others. Okay, negative attitude towards self and others. Yes, the negative attitude. So di ba, one of the basic strategies is to positive thoughts. We must think positively. Huwag nating i-allow yung negative vibes na mag-runs over our mind. So, yes, negative attitude, no? So, mahirap talaga siya, lalo na kung nasa working place ka, workplace ka. Withdrawing from relationship. Yes. So, this part, so meron kasi, okay, withdrawing from relationship. Okay, merong mga bagay. Okay, example, in a marriage. Okay, example lang. Merong situation, say maybe yung husband, kulang o walang work, o yung babae meron ng work. So, mayroon ng problemang kaunti. So, ang ginagawa na yun, iwalay agad. So, hindi siya mabuti kasi, kung yan lang talaga yung problem, hindi siya mabuti kasi, di ba, marriage kasi meron kayong pinagsusumpaan. You have vows. Meron kayong vows for each others na no matter what na ano yung mga mangyari ay dapat nyo talagang maayos. Okay. Sa relationship kasi, okay, marriage na kasi siya. So, yung mag-asawa ay katuwang sila sa bawat situation. So, hindi naman sa lahat ng problema is yung solution is wala agad. So, dapat, you try to talk, try to solve the problem, try to find solution na magkasama sila. Hindi lamang isa, dapat silang dalawa. So, pero depende din ito kasi meron kasing ibang relationship talaga na hindi na talaga pwede. Lalo na kapag nananakit yung isang partner. So, hindi na din siya masaya. So, hindi na din mabuti para sa partner na sinasaktan na magsistay sa relationship. Kasi inaalaw niya yung sa partner niya na sasaktan siya dahil okay naman. Hindi naman siya aalis. So, okay day okay lang pala yung ginagawa ng partner niya na binubugbog siya in every situation. Maybe hindi naman yan always kasi depende yan sa situation. Bakit namumugbog yung isang partner. Yeah, meron din yan. So, depende din yan sa situation na kailangan mong i-withdraw yung sarili mo sa isang relationship na hindi na talaga worth it. Irregular and abnormal physiological condition like blood pressure, heart palpitation, and pulse rate. Yes, irregular and abnormal physiological condition. Blood pressure. So, mayroong time na kulbaan, tumataas talaga yung blood pressure level mo. So, meron ganyan. So, ang irregular, possible din ito na naka-affect din ito sa iyong eating lifestyle, yung lifestyle mo. Bakit nagkaganito yung blood pressure or heart palpitation or ang pulse rate. So, yan, hindi din siya mabuti. Excessive use of drugs like alcohol, tranquilizers, and hallucinogens. So, yan, hindi ito nakakabuti sa sarili natin at sa mindset natin. Kadalasan, di ba, alcohol nakakos yan ng uncontrolled behavior. Yan na yung time na nagwawala yung isang tao, yung pagka umaga, hindi nila alam yung ginagawa nila. Okay, last is cigarette smoking and use of tobacco in other forms. Yes, so hindi talaga ito mabuti. Kung makikita niyo ang tao ay gumagamit ng ganito, so he or she is in a poor mental health or mental state. Kasi alam naman natin na hindi ito nakakabuti sa sarili natin. So why you choose this kind of lifestyle na alam mo naman yung effect sa sarili mo? So, yung iba, sinasabi yung iba, masarap kasi sa feeling. So, they are only focusing on their ego. So, yan. Yung id nila. So, yung id nila, dyan, nakapokus sila sa id. So, yung ano lang yung gusto nila, ano yung gusto ng feeling nila. Hindi nila ginagamit yung mind, kung ano yung tama, ano yung possible effect ng paninigarilyo sa kanilang sarili. Okay. So we talked previously about the indicators or signs of poor mental health. And now, there are behaviors which sustain good health. So, ito yung mga bagay na ginagawa natin para ma-maintain or tayo ay maipanatili natin yung pagkakaroon ng maayos na kalusugan. So, meron tayong tinatawag na Ayurveda. The science of Indian medicine deals with 4 aspects of lifestyle which can ensure good health in us. So, ito yung naka-base ito sa studies sa Indian. So, meron tayong tinatawag na 4 basic lifestyle. So, this includes the right food. So, ano yung dapat nating kinakain or tinatawag itong ahara. Right recreation. So, ito yung mga bagay na ginagawa natin na nakakatulong sa ating sarili para ma-maintain yung good health of the hara. Right routine. Chara. So, routine. Ano yung ginagawa natin every day. So, yan. So, hindi pwede na mas maganda kasi yung meron tayong routinary activities. Diyan kasi yung nagsimula yung good mental or good physical health. And right thinking, vichara. So right thinking, so pasok pa rin dito yung positive thoughts. Food o ahara. Food is the most important aspect of life. So, mahalaga ito. So, yan. Dapat yung mga kinakain talaga natin is mabuti para sa ating sarili. So, hindi nakakasama. So, meron din, depende din sa yung food natin is dapat naka-balance. So, we are in the balanced diet. So, meron din itong mga pagkain na dapat bawal yung mga oily, nakadepende yan sa situation ng ating katawan. For example, an acidic person. So, bawal yung mga spicy food, mga oily, yan. For diabetic, so bawal yung mga matatamis talaga. Pwede man, kinakadepende yan sa diabetic na yung hypo at hyper. So, yan. Meron pa rin balance. Then, while eating, so importante yung chewing. Then, before eating, meron that time tinatawag na 30 minutes. Drink water before 30 minutes before breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And drink water after the, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, yan. Meron ko. Ngunit paminsan-minsan, hindi yan nasusunod dahil lalo na kapag na choke yung person. So, hindi siya nasusunod. So, yan yung ano talaga, standard. Then, yung food, dapat minumuya talaga. So, yung iba, dahil sa nagmamadali sila, dahil yung iba, dahil gutom na sila, binibilisan nila yung pagkaubos ng pagkain. Hindi siya mabuti. Dapat pagdating ng food dito sa ating esophagus, ma-tune na talaga yan or maliliit na dapat yung grains ng food para madali lang siyang mag-digest. Routine or achara. Routine consists of 3 kinds of activities in which an individual indulges in. So, meron tayong tinatawag na Ritucharya means taking food and doing activities in accordance with seasons. So, nakadepende yan kung tag-init, tag-araw, tag-ulan. So, nakadepende yung food na kinakain natin sa seasons. So, hindi naman pwede, di ba, na pag mainit yung, okay, meron tayong tinatawag kapag mainit yung panahon, so malalamig yung, hindi naman malalamig. So, dapat mo balance siya sa situation. So, meron yan tinatawag na example. During summer, we should take light food containing little oil but plenty of fluids. So, yan. So, because summer, mainit. So, dapat marami tayong tubig na iniinom para hindi tayo mag-dehydrate. Para hydrated tayo. Meron din tayong tinatawag na dincharya and the natricharya. It is the day and night routine, refers to eating and doing activities according to the time of day and night. Ano yung mga bagay na dapat natin gawin kung araw at ano yung mga bagay na hindi na dapat din natin gawin sa gabi. So, yan. Nakadepende yan. So, tayo magkaroon ng good health or we will become physically healthy kapag masunod natin itong routines or daily routines. Okay. Recreation or vihara, doing exercise and morning walk are the most important of recreation. So these are the activities that can help you develop your endurance, cardiovascular, so your physical state. So mas natutulungan mo yung sarili mo na maging physically healthy. So yan, importante itong exercise and morning walk. Okay. So, di ba? Yung exercise kasi nagkakatulong yun sa ating circulation ng blood. So, yung pag-receive ng oxygen at pag-release ng carbon dioxide. Thinking, the last way to, based on the, Indian medicine. Okay, thinking or vicharya, sound and positive mental health can only be maintained with right kind of thinking. So, dapat tama yung okay. So, example, a person who is mentally fit and healthy has self-satisfaction, accommodative intellect, ability to accept criticism, and understanding of the emotional needs of others, and self-control. Okay, yes. So, thinking, it involves the positive thoughts. So, kasali na siya dito. So, dapat, yung before, okay, importante dito is before we do or respond to something or someone, dapat iniisip muna nating mabuti kung ano yung dapat nating gawin, ano yung dapat nating sabihin before responding on a situation without thinking kung na iintindihan mo ba or tama ba yung narinig mo sa sinabi niya. Yan. So, now, what is mental or psychological hygiene? So, please allow me to read this one. Okay, the psychological repercussions of this health emergency have highlighted the necessity to maintain well-being through mental hygiene. So, it is said that our mental state of mind is very important in our daily lives. So, mahalaga talaga ito na mas ma-develop yung mental health natin kasi ito yung nagko-control sa lahat ng bagay sa ating sarili. So, ito yung, yes, nandyan yung brain. So, yan yung central nervous system. Siya yung nagko-command kung ano yung dapat gawin at hindi dapat gawin sa bawat sitwasyon. So, importante yan na mas ma-develop natin yung mental health natin. So, there are, according to Clifford, Pierce defines a set of practices that allow a person to enjoy mental health and be in harmony with his or her sociocultural surroundings. The behaviors that it covers are designed to prevent negative behavior, provide emotional stability, and improve quality of life. So yes, sinabi niya na there are set of practices. So ano yung mga dapat gawin upang mas ma-improve yung mental state natin. So ano yung mga bagay na dapat natin gawin para mas maayos yung pakikipagkapwa-tao natin. So mas ma-reduce yung negative behavior o yung mga hindi magagandang asal na inilalabas natin kapag merong sitwasyon na hindi natin inaasahan o mga sitwasyong hindi natin gusto. So, hindi natin inasahan na ito yung mangyari. Yan. So, then, yes, yung mga practices is to help them have a stable emotion. So, di ba, meron kasi mga times na, okay, example, kapag tayo ay nawalan talaga ng mahal sa buhay. Okay, normal. Maybe, yes, normal siya. So, mahirap lang. Merong mga times kasi na mahirap siyang tanggapin, lalo na hindi mo inaasahan na mangyayari. Dahil iba yung gusto mong mangyari. Example, yung tao is mas better. Meron kasi ibang tauhana. Okay, meron tayong sinasabi na masakit maglibing ng anak. So, kaysa yung anak yung maglibing sa magulang. So, yan yung mindset. Okay, di ba? Mahirap sa mga magulang na mawala yung anak nila kasi nag-expect kasi sila na sila yung mauna. So, yan yun. Meron kang expectation na ikaw, sila. Iba naman yun. Meron kasing times din na yung mga anak is ay nila makita na mawala yung mahal sa buhay nila. So, mas better sa kanila sila yung mauna. So, yan. Yan yung mindset na hindi talaga. Dahil we can't, meron yan, yes. Merong mga bagay yan na mahirap o masakit talaga siyang tanggapin. Dahil hindi mo gustong yan yung mangyari. So, yan kasi. So, yan. Meron dapat handa yung isang tao na kahit anong mangyari, dapat handa ka sa possible na mangyari. Dahil hindi naman talaga natin alam kung kailan, saan, kukunin yung buhay natin. Okay? Or babawiin yung buhay natin. So, yan. So, mayroong sitwasyon talaga na hindi siya madaling tanggapin sa mga taong nag-expect ng ganito, ganyan. Okay. Good mental health enables us to learn, reason, interact, produce, face difficulties, and put our best face in things. Okay? To quote a few examples, that's why the UN and WHO warns that its decline presents a grave social and economic problem. Yes. So ito yung pinakamalaking percent ngayon sa death or reduces of life. So, okay. Ito yung depression and anxiety. So, di ba? For the global aspect, marami talaga. So, maybe they are not mentally stable, depressed, wala silang taong mapagsabihan ng kanilang mga nararamdaman. They are not open to someone na kasama nila. So, yan. Ito yung mga tao na need talaga ma-open up. Kasi merong iba dahil wala silang taong mapagsabihan, kaya sa tingin nila, yung suicidal, yan yung tamang solusyon sa kanilang problema. They feel nila wala naman silang kakampi. Yan. So, dapat ma-solve yan. Kasi depression and anxiety, kailangan itong taong ito dapat meron talagang mag-monitor, merong mag-open up. Kung hindi nila kayang mag-open up, so meron taong kayang mag-reach out sa kanila. Yung naiintindihan o nalalaman yung sitwasyon nila, even though hindi nila sinasabi yung nararamdaman nila. Kasi meron kasi ibang tao na hinahayaan na lang yung kung ano yung nararamdaman ng iba. Yan yung problema. Kasi mayroong iba, anong pakialam? Mayroon yung iba na sabi, okay, kulabot anak, ilamin ko yung anak. So, even though that's the case. So, yan. If kasama mo yung tao sa isang lugar, so, try to reach out. Baka ikaw yung taong nakakatulong sa kanila. Okay. So, yes. So, importance of mental hygiene. So, yes, I know na, wow. So, there are a lot of people, 264 million people suffering depression and a pandemic threatening an explosion in the number of cases. As the UN warns the report mentioned earlier, mental health has become a top priority of governments. The UN itself considers it imperative to urgently strengthen psychological care services in the face of alarming figures coming from the countries like US. Wow. So, yes, di ba, alam naman natin na sitwasyon ngayon, mahirap yung magkaroon tayo ng o maapektuhan tayo ng COVID-19. So, di ba, mahirap yung sitwasyon ng mga taong walang kasama sa ospital na dapat yung sitwasyon na ito is kasama mo yung pamilya mo para lumaban, para labanan yung nararamdaman mo. Ang hirap lang kasi lalo na kung example yung bata o matatanda yung naapektuhan ng COVID. So, wala silang kasama sa hospital. So, there is a mental unstable. Mentally unstable sila. Kasi sino yung mga alaga sa kanila? Yung meron silang nararamdaman pero wala sila makasama. Yan. At mahirap din yan sa pamilya ng mga tao na apektuhan ng COVID. Kasi even doon na nais nila pero bawal. Lalo na kapag yung mga taong nawalan na talaga, kahit isang saglit lang, hindi pwede mo makita. Hindi tulad noon na magkakaroon pa ng time to have grief, to have time to show your, see your loved ones before the last part of the living times. So, yan. Nahirap siya ngayon. So, yan. There is a tendency talaga na lumalakas o dumadami talaga yung cases ng depression. So, dapat kasi sa times ng ito, situation na ganito, dapat meron ko talagang kadamay. Yan yun kung you are not mentally ready or stable na sa ganitong situation, maningkamot, you try to do your best to recover on your own. Meron kasing ibang tao talaga na dependent sila, lalo na pag close ties talaga sila, close family ties sila. So, yan. Yes, no? Mahirap kasi panahon ngayon dahil nagka-COVID. So, mahalaga talaga na ma-develop yung mental health natin. Na during this time, kailangan din natin i-ready yung mind natin sa mga possibilities na mangyari. Okay. So, mostly, the cases of depression are in the ages of 15 to 29. So, dyan na ay yung pinakamaraming suicidal. So, mahirap, no? Dahil sila pa yung mga bata. Nakita nila, di ba? 31% from the Italy and Spain. There are children who feel more lonely this time. Yes, so hindi lang sa Italy, lalo na din dito sa Philippines, kadalasan yung mga bata is they miss the school. They want to study at school, gusto nilang matuto sa loob ng paaralan. Nahihirapan sila sa bagong modalities na kinakaharap nila ngayon. That we can't allow that one because we are not allowed to have a face-to-face education classes. So we try to cope with the new changes because it's for our own good, for the safety of the young minds. Kasi sila yung maaapektuhan din nito kasi hindi pa, mostly yan, hindi pa develop or hindi pa kaya ng kanilang mga immune system pag na exposed talaga sila sa ganitong klaseng sakit. Yes. Okay, and that's would be all about the concept of mental health and hygiene. So I hope this topic can help you to try to evaluate yourselves, try to help ourselves to be a better person, to develop our mental health, to be in a good condition, to think positively, to control our impulses, to think reality or to think realistically, and to know our own self before knowing others, before interacting others, before to be with the other people. So we must know ourselves, know the know the things we can do, know the things that we can't do, and try to improve the things that we can do. So not just stop on that, but try to improve ourselves to become better one, become better from our previous self. So yun lang. And before that, yes, during this time of pandemic, it is really important to improve our mental stability. Even though it is hard for the others, especially those people who experiences difficulties, life changes. So they are the ones, especially us, we really need guidance. We really need support from the outside or external support, the family, friends, co-workers to help us accept the situation and to try to be safe physically, mentally, socially, and emotionally, and especially spiritually. So thank you everyone, and that will be all.